You're listening to CJNU 93.7 FM. My name is Dan Mitchell, and right now, for the next 2 months, CJNU is sharing stories from Victoria Hospital. Victoria Hospital Foundation is partnering with us right now. Today, they have got me in contact with Larry Baillie. Larry Baillie was a patient at Victoria Hospital for several months following a stroke last year. Larry, how did your journey with Victoria Hospital begin?
Okay, so I was, I guess I had a ischemic stroke, but I didn't realize it. And so I figured I didn't want to go to the hospital. My son made me go. And then I kept on making plans. Well, I'll be out by Canada Day. I'll be out by, I kept on making these 2 weeks plans until we got to October. And then it was, I better get out by Thanksgiving. So that's how that started. I've never been in hospital very long, if at all.
How long were you in the hospital for?
4 months.
4 months. Now, I understand that the daily patient newspaper subscriptions funded by the foundation played an important role in your stay. How did having access to the newspaper help you?
Well, at home, I would grab my newspaper, grab my coffee, and go out into my garden and read my paper and drink my coffee in my garden. And at least this sort of normalized things. I was able to get a coffee from the coffee shop, and I was able to take my paper and go to the memory gardens, which is very beautiful there.
Yes, yeah. So it must have been very nice to be able to have that sense of, almost like a sense of the everyday, a sense of normalcy while you were there for so long.
Absolutely, and kind of drowns out the questions of why I'm here. What's going on.
Of course. What all did you have happening while you were at the hospital? What all was your treatment while you were there?
Hard to say. Well, I had to try to walk. That was the biggest problem, and so my balance is very affected. So it's so like I said, I ran the marathon with a hand cycle, and the staff and the foundation made me feel very welcome, and they don't want patients to be there 4 months, but it is what it is, right? And so my parents always told me to give back to society what you get. So if you get something, give back double. And I know we're going to talk about later Joni Mitchell's song, The Big Yellow Taxi. And that's very appropriate because it talks about not appreciating what you have till it's gone. And that is very much the same.
We're on the radio and listeners can't see you, but I understand you recently shaved your beard in a very special way for the first time since leaving the hospital. What can you tell me about that initiative?
Okay, so initially I had no plans. Like I said, I went 2 weeks to 2 weeks to 2 weeks. And so when I went in the hospital, I wasn't able to shave. And then I finally shaved. And as a guy, the whiskers go down on your chest and you're itchy as heck. And I swore I would not shave till I got out of the hospital. Never in my foggiest dreams did I think I'd be there for 4 months. And then I said, okay, I'm going to raise money for the patient fund. So I'll shave my beard off when I get out of the hospital. And so anyways, like I said, that was a silly thing.
Now, you raised several $100s for Victoria Hospital Foundation's patient care initiatives by shaving your beard. Jen Joyle and the First Impressions hair team volunteered their time.
Yeah, and that was kind of unique because they were looking for somebody that would do it, and it turns out that it's the hairdressing place closest to my house. And you don't know what you have had till you lose it. And I realize how wonderful of a place it was.
That's fantastic. And this is actually your second fundraiser with them, right? You raised funds for your birthday while you were in the hospital.
Right, because I made the goals, and then I thought, well, rather than people, because I turned 65 in the hospital,
Okay.
and rather than people buy me presents, I thought it would be a good idea to donate money. So
That's a great idea. Now I understand with all this going on, you were recently honored for your extensive volunteer work and fundraising efforts. What can you tell me about that?
out of total shock because I just do what I do. I don't do what I do for accolades or anything else. I just do because it's a good thing to do.
That's fantastic.
And Baillie Cross, my MLA, made a member statement and made me sound really good, actually. And it was funny because last night at the Jets game, I bumped into the Premier and I said, thank you. And I introduced myself and he said, thank you. So, you know, it's an honor. But when we do philanthropy work and when we do fundraising, we don't do it for accolades. We do it because it's the right thing to do.
Outstanding. Yeah, no, I completely know where you're coming from, and it's been an absolute pleasure speaking with you today, Larry. You sound like a fantastic guy, and it's been a really great conversation.
Okay, thank you very much.
Once again, I want to thank Larry for joining me today, and I want to invite listeners to share their own Victoria Hospital stories at tellyourvicstory.ca. That's tellyourvicstory.ca. Tellyourvicstory.ca so that you can be entered to win a prize. And from CJNU 93.7 FM, I'm Dan Mitchell.